been doing respiratory therapy for 8 years, and one way for me to be seen and heard in my field is I would hold in-services for physicians and their staff, and I'd also hold CPAP clinics for patients who maybe want to know more about taking care of their CPAP, and also for the general public who maybe want to know more about this condition. So, how many of you in here have heard of sleep apnea? So, to get started, okay, what do I hit? Oh, there we go. I put up here the definition of sleep apnea, what it is. Essentially, what happens with people that have sleep apnea is their airway will get closed off at night, and they can't move air in and out of their body. It's not that they actually stop breathing, they are trying to breathe, it's just there's blockage in the throat, and they're not able to get air through. There's also what's called central sleep apneas, which is your brain kind of forgets to tell you to breathe at night. And so again, what happens with apneas is the brain will wake you up throughout the night to get you to breathe, to get you to take bigger breaths, to get oxygen through the body. And then there's people that can have both of these components as well. I have hypopnea, is a reduced level of breathing. If there's blockage in the area, it may not be fully blocked. People can still get air through the blockage area, but still not enough to keep their oxygen levels up at night. So symptoms of sleep apnea include excessive daytime sleepiness, or EDS. This is a big component. If you're not breathing at night and you're waking up typically throughout the night to take deeper breaths, you're not getting the rest you need, so you are going to be very tired the next day. And you're very tired. Physicians are funny in this area. When I was doing sleep studies, either it seemed like doctors were missing it. I'd have patients tell me that they were complaining of this to their doctor for months on end before they actually sent in for a sleep study. Or there's the other end of the spectrum, everybody who was tired, the doctor would send in for a sleep study. So, you have very beneficial nights doing sleep studies or a waste of time, a lot of the time doing sleep studies as well. For patients, they'll wake up and gasp and choke when they have sleep apnea because of the blockage, and usually it's non-arousal when the brain's telling them to wake up to breathe. They're aware that they're not breathing and will wake up coughing and choking. People with sleep apnea snore very, very, very loudly. And also, either they can be aware that they're not breathing, or their significant other spouse will notice them not breathing. And so sleep apnea doesn't really just affect the patient, it's also going to affect their spouse or significant other to the point where they're actually sleeping in 2 separate rooms if they need to because the snoring is so loud, or the spouse will sit there and watch them breathe at night to make sure they're breathing. And it gets pretty stressful for them, so usually they end up not sharing the same bedroom at night. If you're not getting the oxygen you need, you will wake up with headaches as well. So who's affected by sleep apnea? Most people think of very obese people as having sleep apnea, which is true. The bigger you are, the more fat you have around your neck and your abdominal area, it's going to close off your airway faster, so those people are affected. As we age, the muscles in our throat weaken, and it's not able to hold the airway open like it's supposed to. So those are 2 main people that are affected by sleep apnea. Essentially, anybody can have sleep apnea. I did a sleep study on a 17-year-old who was in great shape. He was a football player. He wasn't very broad. Usually the broader you are, the more apt you are to have sleep apnea. And all I could think was, what a waste of time this is going to be tonight, because I thought for sure he didn't have it. 2 hours into the study, I was waking him up to put a sleep device on him. So, really anybody can have sleep apnea. It's also hereditary as well. So, what happens when you have sleep apnea, or you have some of those symptoms, you're going to go into the doctor. Usually the doctor will have you fill out what's called an Epworth Sleepiness Scale, and there's 8 questions on there. And you just rate them from 0 to 3, and as far as how easy it would for you to doze off during these activities. And if you have an 8 or above, it's a good indicator that you may have sleep apnea. And then they might also have you do what's called a nocturnal oximetry, which is just a probe you wear in your finger at night that keeps keep track of your oxygen levels and your heart rate. And if you desat for more than 10 minutes, it's a good indication as well that you may have sleep apnea. So between that, the Epworth Sleepiness Scale, and the pulse oximetry, we might suggest to do a polysomnography test or a sleep study. Now, I'm sure you're looking at these pictures and you definitely want to do the one that's on the right, as opposed to the one that's over here on the left. And this lady here is in a sleep clinic, and she, as you can see, is ready to go to bed. She has 13 leads on the head, and I always feel so bad for women doing these studies, especially for somebody like you, maybe who has a lot of hair, longer, because you actually have to, some of them is just a cap they put on, but a lot of time it has to get glued to your head, so I always feel bad for women. There's a transducer in the nose that keeps track of airflow, one on the chin for keeping track of clenching jaws at night. There's two belts that go around the abdomen and chest, and those keep track of air movement and respiratory effort throughout the night. And then what you can't see is there's also two leg leads that check for restless leg syndrome. That also goes along with sleep apnea, because if you're not getting the oxygen you need, your legs are going to start twitching around a lot. And then the home unit are usually for people who can't maybe make it into the clinic to get a sleep study done. And or maybe they're just not comfortable sleeping out of their home. A lot of people find that hard to sleep. One of the benefits of doing that is you're probably going to sleep better as opposed to this lady over here with all the gear on it. One of the downsides of doing a home unit test is if anything goes wrong, you're going to end up having to redo it. They can't check for the sexual apnea doing these units either, so you might miss out on some of the keys that the patient might have that the doctor won't be able to catch. So how it all works. This picture over here on the right shows our sleep cycle. We have 5 stages of sleep. So if a person has sleep apnea, they might make it to stage 2 or 3 of sleep before they wake up. And every time you wake up, you have to start the cycle all over again. So you'll start at stage 1, you might get to stage 2 or 3. It's very important that we get to our REM stage of sleep. Our body can't get fully rejuvenated if we don't reach this point. So either patients with sleep apnea don't reach that stage at all, or it takes them until about 2 hours before they're ready to wake up to reach that stage of sleep. And then over there is just a picture of what we're actually looking at during the sleep study. So if you test positive for sleep apnea, we'll do a titration on you with CPAP or BiPAP. It just stands for continuous positive airway pressure. It's a device that you put on your face, and it blows air into your airway and splits the airway open so that the patient's airway doesn't close off during the night. And that way your oxygen levels aren't falling off, you're not waking up, you're going to feel rested and rejuvenated the next day and be able to focus as well. A BiPAP is the same thing as CPAP, except for what happens, a CPAP can go up to a pressure of 20 centimeters of water pressure, which is a lot. On these windy days we have, if you're walking outside, you'll find it's really hard to breathe against the wind. That's pretty much what CPAP is. You have to learn how to breathe with it. So BiPAP will give you a higher inspiratory pressure and then decrease upon exhalation to make it easier for the patient to breathe. It still split their airway open so it can't collapse. People with central apnea, where the brain begins to tell you to breathe, the machines look the exact same. It just has a component. If you don't breathe for so many seconds at a time, it's actually going to kick in and breathe for you, where these machines don't actually breathe for you because you can breathe on your own. And then the effects of not having sleep apnea or not having it diagnosed or going into the physician is it's going to interfere with your heart. When our oxygen levels drop off, our heart beats harder and faster to get oxygen through the body, and that can really put a strain on your heart, lead to heart attack and an enlarged heart. And lack of oxygen to the brain can increase the risk for stroke. So there's some alternatives to CPAP therapy, as you saw in this picture back here. Wearing a mask to bed doesn't really seem like the funnest thing in the world. So there are some other things you can do if people have sleep apnea because of the anatomy of their mouth and their throat. They could just need their tonsils removed to the dentist and they fit you with it, it pulls the jaw forward to keep the airway open. There's also some surgeries that can be done, but if your sleep apnea is caused for other reasons other than the anatomical structure of the mouth, it's pretty pointless to get that done. I've heard it's very painful, and you still end up on CPAP anyway. So, any questions?
How much do those cost? Like, are they covered by insurance and everything?
Yep, and so when we do the sleep study, you have to have at least 2 hours of sleep, and then you have to have so many events throughout the night for insurance to cover it. They're a few $1,000s, but yeah, insurance will cover that if you meet the other standards and whatnot.
Would you say someone with asthma is more likely?
Not necessarily asthma, no, but people who smoke, people with emphysema are more likely to have it because people with emphysema, we use our diaphragm to breathe, and so they rely a lot on accessory muscles to breathe for them. What happens during our REM sleep stage, we actually become paralyzed, and we use those accessory muscles to breathe. So emphysema patients can't use those accessory muscles during that stage because they're paralyzed, and they'll wake up gasping and choking a lot too because of it. And as far as accessibility and sleepiness, I was going to say, don't confuse that. Like I said, a lot of doctors, anybody who's tired will send the patient into a sleep study. And then upon questioning these patients, she'll find that they drink like 3 pots of coffee and 5, cases of Mountain Dew a day. Or, they stay out all night and they're drinking a lot.